I think I figured it out. Give it a second here. I do believe I figured it out. Let me know if that's working there, Amber, because I think I figured.
Yes.
I figured out the technical snafu, and now I am a working live stream again. Thank you. I don't know what I did the last time, but I know what I did this time, and I'm up and running. So, welcome. Don Higgins illustration live stream using OBS software that I'm still learning, obviously, because I'm late getting started, 20 minutes late getting started, because I couldn't figure out why it wasn't going live. And now I have. I picked the right button and set the whole thing up and did the thing with the thing, and it's all working now. Let me know, send a comment on the comments. I'm taking questions while I work today, so, Amber, do you see me on live? Am I good?
Yes.
And I'm a nice and clear picture, and everything is looking nice? Well, as nice as my ugly mug it can be, but everything looks good?
Yeah, so
Okay.
we're going to have to work on the lighting later.
Why? Is it too bright?
A little, but, well, I'm sure we'll just have to figure something out.
Yeah, well,
That's for a later time.
and yeah, so I don't know why it's all of a sudden so bright, but it did get bright in here, and I don't know what's different about the situation. I've toned down a few things and figured a few things out. So, like I said, we're going to have some technical issues that I have got to sort out so that it isn't too bright. Anyway, start where I normally start. My credentials. I am Don Higgins. I'm a freelance illustrator. I work from home, like a lot of folks are doing right now. I was doing it before it was mandatory. But I work from home. I'm a freelance illustrator. I work for FASA Games in their in 1879 line. I am the art director for 1879. I am also... Oh, excuse me. My lunch. Anyway, I am also working with a company called Fireside Creations. Great company. Working with their Dragon Scales and 77 Worlds and Blasted Earth and the myriad of games that they asked me to do some illustration work for them as well. I've got a piece that almost done with. I've been playing with my Cintiq, and yeah, it's real. I can't wait to show you the piece that I've been working on for them. And so I'm going to do the last bit, or try and do the last bit of what I'm doing for Fireside first, and then probably try and do an ink drawing. Some of the stuff that I've been doing, now that I got the Cintiq, I can show you nice ways to show you some of the artwork that I've been working on in a mode that I can zoom in a little bit and you can see some of the stuff that I've been doing. Anyway, like I said, I do a lot of commission work for different gaming companies and different gamers. I'm woefully behind on some of that stuff, but I've been busy, which is good for somebody of my profession to stay busy. The arts need everyone's help. Not let there's any one faction or one group that doesn't need help, but I'm surprised that I've managed to stay busy and keep working. It's I don't know what a better word to say it, but blessed. With that in mind, let's show you some of the stuff that I've been working on here. I'll switch the view here. And this is a piece that I worked on for FASA Games. It is For the player's companion, there's going to be a GM's companion and a player's companion. And I do these pieces in pencil first. I always run home to mommy and work on these things in Photoshop or in pencil first, and then bring them into Photoshop, or had been doing it on Procreate. But zoom in on her a little bit. She was fun to do. Her fan. You got the elf checking the rules. And you got a dwarf kind of cluing in the game master that he knows what he's up to. He knows what you're up to, and he's on board. I got you. I got you. That's the kind of look I wanted him to have. And I did this again because there's a player's companion and a GM's companion. I wanted the two covers to kind of relate to each other. I don't have the GM's companion to show you yet, but I do have the rest of the player's companion all compiled together to show you where it goes from here. So,
Christy Anderson Stewart says, so good.
Thank you. So, this is the pencil version. After that, oops, wrong piece. There we go. I did the colorized version. And this is the piece all together as one illustration. They really came out nice. The effect back here is for what's going to be the rabbit hole. The rabbit hole in 1879 is where scientists have created a portal to another world. No, it's not a Stargate. It is one portal that goes one place. And by doing so, it releases magic back into the world. And people who had DNA strands of orcs and snarks and elves and dwarves, they and trolls, and yeah, once that magic came in, it activated that in them. So you have people who, for the past 2 years, have been turning into elves and trolls and orcs and dwarves, and it's taken a change on them. But they've managed to leave the portal open, shoving iron into the magic and shoving a makeshift ramshackle scaffolding, leave this open, because England, being what they were at the time, decided, let's not just be content going and conquering countries, we are going to go and conquer worlds now. And they do, and they go through my rendition of the rabbit hole, which is that. Now, I haven't put any of the magic in. This is just the rabbit hole. And you can see the scaffolding and whatnot, and the barracks, and how they have basically taken this thing and created an actual hole. And there's that. So, that's the rabbit hole. Now, they wanted an insignia. The customer wanted it, the client wanted an insignia down at the bottom. So, basically, I was going to be covering this up. And although there are railroad tracks that lead in and out of the rabbit hole, taking it to another world, for the book cover, they just wanted an insignia to cover that up. Something to signify, like I said, an insignia that is the rabbit hole for the people who work at the rabbit hole. So, those of you in the military or have been in the military, you understand military insignia that designates. Well, I created what's going to be for the rabbit hole insignia. That's this one. There's the rabbit hole insignia. Now that's going to get reduced down, but again, you've got the rabbits, you've got the courage of the English lion, you've got royalty, the empire. Very, I think, apropos to insignia for the rabbit hole insignia for them. So now it's combined all these things together. No. That's how it all comes together. Using Photoshop and the different layers and the different parameters, I took the colorized version of the player's piece, and the rabbit hole, and the insignia, and some lighting effects around. This is the illustration for the cover of the player's companion. Now, that doesn't look like a book. No, it doesn't. That's just the illustration. Now, 1879 has a standard, something that's supposed to look like a leather background for their covers. All the covers have this leathery background. And I thought, okay, if this were something that would sit on that leather, kind of a photo bursting out or coming off of that leather, how would this lay down on one of their leather backgrounds? So what I did is I did a mock-up of the whole thing together for 1879. That's how it all lays down for the player's companion. Remember, there's going to be a GM's companion that is the same thing. This is going to be, except for the players, there's going to be an illustration inside the rabbit hole that is the GM's. And it's going to be relative to what they're doing. So this really came out nice. I'm really happy with it. And let's see here. Now, let's go to something I did for 1879, the GM's Companion, and the chapters for Dragons. I had a ball doing this piece. This is one of those pieces that, as you're working on it, you're praying. When I'm working on it, I'm praying to myself, oh, please don't let me screw this up. Because once I got his little face done, I'm like, oh, God, please don't let me spoil this. This is too good. Because it's exactly the expression I wanted. It does exactly what I wanted to do. There's your dragon. He's checking out the guard who's not allowed to move. If you know about the English guard, they're not allowed to move. They have to stand absolutely still. And because magic has come back to the world, dragons are part of that magic. So you have to. That has to be dealt with in the universe. So I did this piece, put it all together. Really came out nice. I'm really proud of this piece. And the title of the piece is "Ooh, Pointy." So. Imagine if you're a guard who's not allowed to move and all of a sudden you hear this dragon's voice behind you. You can feel a tug on your rifle as it's going, ooh, pointy. And it's like, I'm a dead man. So, this piece, I just had a lot of fun putting this one together. And I really wanted to make sure I showed it to you guys today. This is one of the pieces that, again, I'm not going to be colorizing this piece. This is going to print in black and white in the books, and that's this piece. So that's kind of some of the things I've been working on for Faso. But there's a piece that I'm working on for Fireside, and it is about dwarves. And if you know me, you know I'm a big fan of David Thornton Wenzel and his Kingdom of the Dwarves, and Fireside has finally turned me loose and said, okay, we've got a dwarf intense adventure coming up. We have this energy catapult thing that the dwarves and the dwarf mages have figured out how to weaponize. And I'm like, okay. And after a few sketches, it's not an actual catapult. It is just a way of sending the magic in a targeting way that the mages have figured out. So started again as a black and white like this is, and went from here and started colorizing, and again been playing with the Cintiq on Photoshop, different brushes, loading brushes off of Imagine FX, off of brushes from Aaron Blaze and his website, and just anywhere I could get brushes that allowed me to do the things that I wanted to do. Pencil marks, airbrush marks, oil paint marks, cloud marks, special effects. Just been messing around with this thing, and I finally got it to a point where I'm almost done. And that is this piece. I've got lighting effects here, and runes in the stone, and they've taken the stone, put it on a cart, put the ox to work, and I wanted the look of the ox hearing the dragon and backing up. But again, all this lighting effect, and the magic's here, and the magic's there, and God, I'm up to like 8 or 9 layers on this thing, and I'm almost done. So I'm gonna get myself a drink here, quench my thirst. And I'm going to do the last stretch. And I'm going to do this, that. I'm going to try working it. See what this does. Okay, you can see some of the green hitting. We're going to go down to this. I want all these squigglies to kind of show up. Oh, that's interesting. Wasn't doing that before. Now it is. Do this right on top. Okay. That's interesting. I like that. going to do this. Different kind of brush here. No. Back that one off. Yeah, give that lightning a little bit of an effect here. I'm going to go back to that layer, and I'm going to do some bright whites.
White green.
It's one of those colors that I thought looked more in contrast with the earth tones, particularly bright electric green. I really wanted it to be one of those colors that really stood out. So now I've got that. Now I'm going to go in here and I'm going to do a little bit of this. Zoom in on my dragon here. And I'm going to hit some of these areas. Ink line. Let's check that. I'm going to make that a bigger. There we go. Just give it some crackle and fizz and what have you. And we're going to go on to, I'm going to add a layer. Yeah, I'm going to add a layer. And I'm going to go on here. And I'm going to give it that opacity down. And I'm going to give this dragon some lighting effects. No. Not what I wanted. Here. Bring that opacity back up. That's better. Change some of these things here. So it looks like he is really getting nailed with this. Oh, look at that from a distance. That's nice. That puppy is getting hit. And hit hard. Now what we're going to do is we're going to intensify this. Yeah. Let's see if I can do this here. Come on. Just a little green on his horns here. Wow. Guys, I don't know about you, but I'm impressed with myself. This is probably one of the best pieces I've ever done. And it's all because as I almost mess it all up. That a little bit here. There. There. A little bit more there. And then we're going to zoom back out again. Out, not in, out. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And we're going to go back to this. And we're going to go around that. That came out nice. I am so proud of that. And I'm done. I think that's done piece. Any comments, questions there, Amber? You still alive back there?
I am still alive back here.
Are you awake still back there? Like
Awake
not
still
like
back
last
there.
week?
Not like last week. But no additional comments have been made since the so good one.
Oh wow. I can't wait for Stephen Lee to see this puppy. I think I'm going to hit some of these things a little bit harder. Bring that down. Hit this. That. Some of these edges. A little bit harder with the green lighting effect.
What are you doing?
Yes.
I was looking up some pictures of like lightning bolts from the sky.
Yeah.
Granted, you probably haven't seen very many. Well,
Are you telling me that my drawing is wrong?
no, I'm not trying to tell you that your drawing is wrong. I'm trying to tell you that from what I saw of the pictures of the lightning bolts, it looks kind of like taproots to me.
Kind of like, what?
You know how if you were to take like a tree and effectively try and pull it out by its roots?
Oh, okay.
They look like one giant root with a bunch of little roots coming out of this giant root.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Okay.
But so I was just trying to imagine what if like a cumulonimbus cloud was like a giant cloud tree in its own distinct
Okay.
way.
I suppose.
Right, it's a bit of a far-fetched idea, but I don't know, that'd be pretty cool. Also, So the Schmigs is watching.
And what does the Schmegs have to
The
say?
Schmigs has not said anything, but I'm sure if she would talk, she would say hello, Dadu.
I'm sure she would. I am loving these lighting effects. Now, the only other thing that I'm going to do here is I am going to go and I am going to hit that. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to hit something different. And I am going to hit... oh, excuse me. I beg your pardon. Zoom in on the signature because in the painting process I've managed to mess up my signature. Gotta let him see the signature. This is gonna go up here. Years ago, when I was just getting into doing fantasy illustration, well, that's a lie. I've always been into it, but I hadn't gotten a lot of work yet. And a local gaming convention by the name of OGC person reached out to me and said, Don, we're looking for an artist to do drawings at our convention. Now this is a little convention in, wow, I gotta save this before it messes up. This is a little bitty convention in Nashua and Manchester, New Hampshire. I doubt anybody's really heard of it outside of the New England area, but it's a nice con run by some really nice people. I came in and, having always been fascinated by dwarves and David Thorne Wenzel's work on dwarves, I did a bunch of dwarves, and people, the gamers there are like, finally, somebody who can draw dwarves! Can you draw me my elf? And I was flabbergasted. It's like, what? You wanted dwarves? Why are you asking me for an elf? Because, and it took me a while to figure it out, but the reason why there were no dwarves being asked for is because no one had been able to draw dwarves for them for a long time, and because of that, they just started playing elves instead. But subsequently, I've done a lot of dwarf pieces for those people and those friends of mine. And I'm going to do one more thing. I have learned that from my friend Aaron Blaze. There's always like this one more thing that you want to hit.
One more thing.
Oops, wrong color. Let's get up here. And we want to get that, and we want to change the opacity. No. Stop that. Got it. Okay, now, where is it? Down, 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 down. it? Can't see. Is that it? It is that. See?
Megan says, choose your layer, Kronk.
Wrong
Wrong layer!
layer! Crunk, I never liked your lighting effects. Oh!
Or your spinach puffs.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. Just a bit more oomph in it.
Megan's going, why do we even have that layer?
I don't know. Now I'm done. Tell me I'm done before I futz it up.
You're done.
I'm done. It's done. Oh, wow. Save it. I can't wait for Stephen Lee to see this. He is gonna flip. This is so good. My art director, my fiance, has arrived. Honey, you need to come see this. Got to get the approval from my art director. What do you think?
Looks good. And is the dragon getting ready to shoot something?
Well, the dragon is roaring because it's just been shot by their magic energies.
Oh. Okay, so that's a wing.
You couldn't tell?
It looked like he had a glowing ball thingy in front of his open mouth.
Okay, that's just the lighting effect on his hitting his wing. Okay.
But no, it looks good.
The dragon is a good color.
Mm-hmm. You did good?
Thanks, boss. Like I said, the lighting effects are coming out really cool on this. This piece is a really, really, really nice piece. Now, like I said, let's hit the save on this one more time. Where are you? No, not over there, over here. Come back here. I'm back here. File. And save. Sometimes you just want to sit back and just kind of look at stuff and go, damn, I did that. This is one of those pieces that's like, damn, I did that. It came out really nice. And I hope he likes it. Because I sure as heck do. Alright, so, now what do? File, new. What am I doing for time here? I got another.
It is 2:59, almost 3 o'clock.
File, new. Come on. Where are you? File, new.
Out of curiosity,
What is
how
going
do you
on?
label your files?
Layer 1, 2, 3. And it's a matter of keeping it straight in my head. What each one of them is doing. And how and when. What is going on here? Something is not allowing me to do what I want to do.
Where is the kaboom?
Yeah, where's the kaboom? There's supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom. Okay, file, saved. On Photoshop, yes, we're on Photoshop. Something must be up that's not allowing me to do anything else until the other is dealt with. What is up here? Oh, I'll bet I know. Uh-huh. I can't do that, so what I'm going to do here is, again, because I can't do that either. Fudge! Okay, so what do I got to do here? I got to hit on this, hit escape. Oh, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. Ah. That's working. That. Aha! That's exactly what it was. I knew it was back behind everything else. So now we do this. That. Bear with me, folks. I'm still learning the system here, it looks like. Why is that not letting me off? There we go. Now we can go. Not what I wanted, but I'll take it now. Hit custom. Create. Alright, create it. So now I'm going to do this. Alright, quit messing around with this. Let's hit this. Now, they wanted me to create a piece to put on the title page of my comic. So, why are you doing that? Okay. Thank you. Rid of that. I can do this. Come on. And we fix around got that. Get that to where I want it. Okay, now let's go to a nice blue line pencil. I had an idea what to do. So let's start with the rough. On any drawing, start with a head. Something's not right here. Image mode, that's why. RGB. There we go. Alright. Start with the head. Alright. Back that off. Now we got one head. I've got another head that's going to be effective here. Sweeping line, we've got neck. Shoulder. Elbow here. Arm. Torso, butt, leg, hand would be knuckle, move this. Still move it. Not happy with that at all. Let's try this. Get rid of this. Back to this. That's better. Just roughing in. This guy. Now, the thing about this guy is he's not alone. This is going to be the basis of Nemandus. If you read my comic, you know who Nemandus is. There's him. It's kind of a heavy brown, neck, chin, mustache area that comes up this way, very long mustache. That. It's got the Oh gosh, I can't remember what those are called. Amber, what are they called? They wear them on the forearms.
The area on the forearms?
They wear them on the forearms. What's that called? Here.
Oh, like a bracer?
Bracers. That's exactly what it is. Not for the life of me remember what that word was. Okay, there's him. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the layer. Ah, up here. And I'm going to change the color on this to a green. Differentiate between the two lines. Now, this looks like a heck of a lot of scribbling, right? Excuse me. But there's a reason why. This is my rough. It's not meant for anybody but me. This isn't even going to get seen on the final drawing. Because what's going to happen this guy's going to have his butt, leg, we're going to put his staff, that line. There we go. It's going to come this way. His leg's going to go like that. His foot is going to come this way. It's going to be matching. Now, the problem with this is it's right on top of the other one, isn't it? There's no space for either one of them. There's no social distancing on these two guys. Is there? So what do I gotta do? I take this layer and I select everything that is on that layer and I push it down. Why didn't it do it? Move it over. Now move. Okay. Figured out what I did wrong. Okay. Wanna-dee, wanna-dee, wanna-dee. Okay, now. Now that, next part of this is to ink it. And if you remember last week, I had some difficult times with my inking. What have I done differently since then? I will tell you. I found brushes specific for this. And these aren't it. There you are. And we make it black. Then we go in and we start with a new layer, because we're not drawing on top of, well, we are drawing on top of, but we're not drawing directly on top of the blue lines. We are drawing on top of both of those light lines. I got my body position, I got my character position, I've got the look that I'm trying to do, and this is definitely a nod of my head, tip of the hat to Norman Rockwell and N.C. Wyeth. If you recognize that stance and the purposeful walk, you'll recognize it from Treasure Island from N.C. Wyeth and multiple covers of Rockwell's work. So, that's what I've done. So what do I do now is I go in here and I zoom in on Nemendis. And I remember what I do with Nemendis and what it is about Nemendis that I like. Now, that's not what I want. There we go. That is not what I'm after. That is what I'm after. Alright. There you are. Gotta get the right brush. Now. Let's see if I can move that. Move that back. Back. That's where I want it. Stop! No! What happened? Where did you go? This is not what I wanted. I banged something and suddenly I lost everything. Okay. There you are. There we go. Got it. All right. Why are you whispering, huh? Why are you whispering?
She has chores for me.
Ah.
The said chores, I just didn't want there to be accidents.
Okay.
Off for me. Have fun with the live stream.
Thank you. Kiss, kiss. Mwah. Gotta keep it G. Love you. Any questions?
No, the last comment was from Megan as far as the. I don't even have that layer.
Hmm.
Mighty accomplishments again.
Mm-hmm.
Or rather, he's still hunting.
Now, what I just did there, I'm going to fix on here. Mm-hmm. 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 Why do I leave those little white spots? There's a reason for them. I'll show you here in just a second. Let's see if I take that layer out and that layer out. Give me a second. usually what happens when I put one of those little white spots there, to go back and put in. It just adds a little bit of extra highlight onto the outline. I don't always do it on every nose. It works here. This. Okay. So these thicker lines. Why are you doing that? Catch up. There you go. Catch up. Apparently it doesn't want to work right now. Come on. You can see, there we go. The effort of what I'm doing here. Cross-hatching. And the fact that I'm doing it digitally. Makes me wonder if in future I might start inking my comic or comics on my Cintiq. Remember, the other guy's going to go here, and that's Bizette, Mopsy. But it's got a scalp lock that here that he doesn't grow in. I'm going to go into the blue line layer, and I am going to hit duplicate the layer, duplicate the layer, there it is, hit OK. On this actual background, I'm going to select all, and so that I get an absolute white background when I need it. I'm going to hit delete. this, and I'm going to hit boom. And that gets me just his head. Look at that inking. He is coming along nicely, but I'm going to put this back on. Too much. Shoulder area. Cross-hatching here. If you understand cross-hatching, you understand what I'm doing is that by adding more lines, I'm making the area darker. This is cross-hatching. I am looking at possibility of eventually, as I said before, starting to do my comics digitally. Anybody knows Demandus knows that he has an eye patch. It goes from one side to the other side that is not showing. That needs to have definition. Right. One of the things I'm thinking about doing here is, first off, I'm going to bring it down to its actual size. Look how that tightens up. And that's sweet. Then I'm going to turn off this layer. No, come on. Turn off that layer. Why is it doing that? Very interesting. Oh no! I've been drawing on the wrong layer! Ah, fudge! The wrong layer, Gronk! Oh, God. all that work I've just been doing is gone. Because I can't use it. Or can I? Because this is what I wanted to do. I'm going to turn that back on. I'm going to duplicate this again. Okay. And I'm going to go on to here. And I am going to go image, adjustment. Curves. And on that layer, I can't do it now. Fudge! Not without a whole rigmarole. Anyway, there's a way that I can get rid of that, and I'm going to do it, unfortunately, off camera because I'm running out of time. No, maybe I should do it. All right, let's do it. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I am going to... Oh, come on. Machine doesn't want to cooperate. Okay. It's got to think here for a minute. Get off of that. And we're going to go to... Think for a minute, Don. We're going to go to that. Ha ha ha. We're going to go over here. We're going to do that over here. We're going to go back over here and move that back up. No. There. And there. And then we're going to go over to here. Take that off. And then we're going to go back over to here. Here's my curves. And I want to take red down to 0 on this layer. And I want to take I want to be just one layer. Image, adjustment, curves. I want to get the green off of here. See what it's doing? Should be doing that on the screen. No, that's not what I want to do. Come on, go back to S. There we go. See what it did to the screen?
It's purple.
Purple. And then we want to go to blue. And we want to get rid of the red. And that's not doing what I want it to do. Fudge. Oh, image adjustment. Levels. Of course, I gotta go back over there and get it again. No, I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work. Maybe. I know. Adjustment. Mode. We're going to change it to CMYK. Don't flatten it. Hit OK. Alright, and then we're going to go into Image, Adjustment, Curves. We're going to go to Cyan. We're going to take the cyan down to nothing. We're going to take the yellow down to nothing. We're going to take the magenta down to nothing. That leaves us with just the black. Hit OK. And then we go here. We're going to Image, Adjustment, Levels. And I'm going to up black on this. Hit OK. And then I'm going to take that layer and that layer and I'm going to merge the layers. Something that's why I just covered it. So what I got to do now is make that multiply so I can see everything. There, I'm back to that. And all my black is on one layer again. So again, back to square one. That's how I fixed it. Okay, and I didn't have to start all over again. I didn't panic, and I just thought it out. So I'm going to put on a couple lines here just to myself in order. And that's, again, let's do some of this. That's how I'm going to start inking the image they want. So, at this point, I'm going to call it a day. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. This has been a lot of fun, and I'm going to continue to keep doing these and experimenting and working with this, and you'll see progression of how I'm doing with this. Progression of the images and progression of the skill using this new tool. I'm loving it. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and watch for it on YouTube as well, but I'll be saving this for the live stream on Facebook and sharing it to YouTube and to LinkedIn on the process. So, as I say, draw what you see, not what you know. And as far as that's concerned, me, I see dragons. Why don't you? Bye, guys.